Manhood, brought you in part by Reboot, Superfarm, and Solomon's Bespoke.
So welcome to another episode edition of Manhood, where we always aim to be better as brothers. And I think we're achieving that. Again, we've been so many episodes in, and the purpose of this show, the reason we created this show, this podcast, this TV show, this, even on the radio, was to always aim to be better as brothers and to leave brothers with something of a positive insight, a light, something to take you to that next step, that next destination, small steps, a big step, whatever it takes, and that's why we're here today. And I like to say it, we don't aim to speak on behalf of all men, but we, for all intents and purposes, some of the topics that we speak about and what we say is what our man is.
From the feedback we get on the streets, and I feel like we're speaking on behalf of
all men.
Close to all men.
So we want to get straight into today's topic, versatility. Now, versatility means many things. There's a dictionary meaning, of course. And they're persons who just transcend each and every boundary and always overcome any hurdles that are put in their way and live their true self. And that's what we always talk about as part of being a man, is being true to thyself. So without further ado, to my right, Johan Seyaudike, behavior change consultant. To his right, a man who certainly needs no introduction, wetting after wetting. Wetting after wetting
that
after
even still
wetting.
Relevant? That's still relevant?
Hey,
I
like it. Whether it show my age or
Wet
not.
is always relevant enough.
Ian
I
Allen.
remember that. Wet is always relevant.
Wet is always relevant.
Yeah.
Like yourself. So we'll hear, I'm sure throughout this episode, we'll hear a lot more of those little moments that we love. Ian Allen, Crime Watch host. To his left, the one and only.
His right.
His right.
He mix up that again.
His right.
His right.
They look alike. So, Niall McNish, producer, many things, versatile. The description of versatility. So let's get right into it.
So Niall's into what?
All kind of things. That's why we say versatile.
I do art. I make rugs.
Serious? You can make a rug with my name on it?
Mm-hmm. Of course, I can do anything. With your face, name.
Okay. Well, look, mine's now, I'm going to call my son from my house, from a studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, say less.
So you see how I said left instead of right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why Ian called me man Miles.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Niall. So all of that is versatility then, right?
Yeah.
Right? So you calling right, left, that you being versatile.
Right.
He calling Niles, Miles, that is being versatile.
Well, it's something.
It's something.
Yeah.
It's
wrong.
It's
wrong. Yeah.
What do you do? What do you do?
I'm a behavior change consultant.
A what?
A behavior change consultant.
Okay.
You're gonna make me laugh.
Okay.
What do you think that means? What do you
Kind of psychotic business, boy. No, well, of course, you must understand behavioral pattern.
Right.
You understand? Everybody has a pattern, and it's a very distinguished career. Behavioral patterns to understanding people, people personality,
But dive into your soul.
That's a kind of hard thing to do. But on the outside, on the show, what kind of love you believe in? I feel like I'm taking over the show. What kind of love you believe in? Since you're into the behavioral kind of pattern business.
All right. What kind of love I believe in?
Yeah.
Transactional.
Nah, I believe in our next kind of love.
Well, you gotta tell us.
You know what kind of love I believe in?
Let me hear you.
Toxic love. Why do I like toxic love? That's toxic love.
What is
Wait,
toxic
wait,
love?
see,
toxic love.
I think I'm just going to dress back. Hold on. Let me dress back.
How do you do that? That's kind of bacchanal love.
Define what you mean by toxic.
Well, God, you can't take me through all that with this kind of
We have a little time. There's the versatility of things.
No, there are people who just like drama. There are people, it have people out there and
kick of it.
That they get a kick of it. There are women who just like bacchanal, mash up your phone, why didn't answer your phone, which part it is, come down, but it plays things in bacchanal, yeah. There are people like that.
Right.
People believe that then, when I see that, I don't know whether they like me then,
Oh, so if it is, I did hear something like that where if the man not cheating me bad, he don't love me.
No, it's just not it.
But
But it's not really me. It's not really me. Just think, it's just not me. But who does not, toxic creates an excitement.
I'm not going to say it's excitement. And we were talking about fulfillment and satisfaction before, right?
Yeah.
Because we are all different. What gives us that excitement is different.
Yeah.
But we live in a society that try to box everybody in the same way.
Yeah, that's bad.
but it don't work. And that's why we have to be versatile.
Yeah.
So I want to get back to versatility, right? Because I brought the chair back up, so I claim
You want to get
it back the show, right?
Claim back
so,
the show, claim it back, claim it back, claim it back.
So Ian, you've been in this. I mean, you're nationally known, breaking many stories. Crime Watch is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, show on local TV at the moment, second to Manhood, of course. No, but you've really done some groundbreaking things. How did you get into this field, first of all? And when apart from doing what you do, which takes a lot of testicular fortitude, how did take us through some of those stories, and when you decided to put on the whole?
I tell you something. I could go on and just tell you like from the genesis of things, where but nevertheless, when I started at Shoguna's Crime Watch, and many years ago, I think I was in New York, and I saw this crime was kidnapping had just started and whatnot, and they said if you see something, say something. And I came back with that. You see, in order for something to change in life, you must always have a tag. There must always be something to create that kind of change, an event, and that was the event right there. And I came back and I started to write little articles and whatnot, and asking this one to print my article, asking people, calling people from the Guardian, the Express, Newsday. But remember, I was unknown, and then eventually Win TV called me, but I'll tell you something. What was very defining in my career and it started things is that when I realized it already had a Oprah Winfrey, it already had a Larry King, it already had persons out there, anchors out there, and that is our problem. We like to copy people. It never had someone like you. It never had someone like you. It never had someone like you. And you must be able to create your personality and create a character, and that is what I did.
It takes to do that.
Well, I don't know about the I don't know about the
Courage, you take courage.
But I want to use the word courage, right? Yeah.
I would agree.
I want to use the word courage.
I agree.
Testicular fortitude.
Right.
I'm going to tell you something.
Cojones.
Yeah. And just to make sure that you could be yourself. And that is what I have done. I have reinvented myself.
Right.
I always reinvent myself. I always know that that people get bored. And you must understand the way people look at things. And people don't want to hear normal questions. I watching a program, you just asking me questions, just a normal question. You ask questions to the person what the viewer would like to hear. Things that everybody wouldn't ask. And that is how I started. I remember going to Barnes & Noble and buying a book. Everybody know Barnes & Noble, the bookstore. And how to interview people and how to be, TV, and get ready for TV and all kind of thing. I started to read this book. I said, well, wait, nah. That ain't me. And I put down that book and I say, no, I'm going to ask questions nobody will ask.
Right.
And that's it. And the rest is history. But I will show you something.
Nobody would ask the questions, but everybody wants to know the answers.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something. You just have to know what you want. Just know what you want. And don't limit yourself. People like to limit themselves and say, nah, boy, what? Let me tell you something. Nothing here takes me by surprise in my life. Nothing. Because it started from in here. Everything that manifests outside started from in here. Anything that is holding you back in your life is within here. Your mind, your thoughts are what hold you back in your life. When you started to look big, dream big, big things happen. It's an energy. And I love what he said. And he knows that as a man who understands behavioral pattern and understands people's personality, they will tell you it all happens in here. And from that day I started to tell myself, I will be, that they wouldn't be able to, after me, they wouldn't be able to talk, nobody will be able to come close to me in my arena. And so said, so done. But I could never be like you. You have a great show. You understand? I look at your show, but that is you. But I can't be you. So that's why on your platform, you have to be the best. That nobody can have a better talk show than you.
I think you see, when you're saying you should be you, I think you should look at the camera and tell the nation that, because many times, especially from a lot of men, what I hear is fear.
Okay.
Many men are afraid to just be themselves.
Okay, so director, look at this.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Tell
director.
them.
This one here.
Okay, director, look at this camera. Okay,
this-
this is camera one.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
This
I see,
camera
I
here.
realize you kind of put me in my place now. Okay, director, look at this camera here. Well, you know, don't ever limit yourself and right.
That is was good in
Yeah,
our role.
don't limit yourself and think big and look at your life and just look where you are. Once you have a vision and it's so true. You see with a vision, once you have a vision, you could be anything in your life. You know, a vision creates. It's that energy. I believe in that energy. You know, that's why I'm very cautious who I hang out with. I'm real cautious. I do have friends. You know, I look like I have plenty of friends. I do have friends. I have about 3 or 4. Let's say about 5.
You don't look like you have plenty of friends.
No, I do have plenty. I'm a very lonely person. No, I tell you, I'm lonely. Like how you could just go meet some guys in a bar, go for drinks. No, I don't have that kind of friend. I have very few friends I call, go by them, have a drink. We might meet up for lunch, and that's it. And I love it like that. I love it like that. I just like, I love it like that.
But you're lonely and,
And
you like
scarcity creates value. Don't ever make yourself too common.
Exactly.
I agree
So,
with
but
that.
you know, there are a lot of people as well that, you know, you could be lonely in a room full of people. You know,
No, we
so
all have our moments, you know, as public person. You being a public person, you being a public person, you being a public person. People like us, we lost the race before we even tried, you know, because let me tell you, like, okay, society will expect better from us. First thing I say, he should have known better. You should have known better. You should have known better. But nobody wants to hear our side of the story, you know.
Right, and you see that's where I'm coming from with the courage, because you're saying we lost the race before we run it, but it depends on what race we run in. And sometimes Robert and I have a little back and forth, because sometimes he say, well, you can't do certain things because people will take it a certain way. But if you're doing that, what you're doing is you're suppressing yourself.
Exactly.
Right, and then that's why men just die young. Because you're suppressing yourself, and every time you suppress yourself, you send a stress signal to your nervous system. So, and that's why we're talking about versatility, because as people grow, as human beings being dynamic, as your society change, you have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to be versatile, else you are lost.
But
Exactly.
versatility come with, and we're going back to fear, because to become something new, we don't want to have to deal with the scrutiny of others, right? Like me picking up doing rugs. That could have easily been a secret that I wouldn't have to share with others, because somebody might think that's a little bit feminine, right? So it took me a while to be like, you know what, this is an art form that I actually love and I could experience it and share it with everyone else, right? So I will go to the question of, you go into some spaces that I wouldn't even drive, right? How do you manage your fear response in those type of
I'm
situations?
very concerned. I'm concerned about my safety. But after a while, being so seasoned in this dance, I'm seasoned. Believe me, I am seasoned. I have another side of me that I can really go for people when I'm going, like catch people. I can really get into the mind of a criminal, like literally get into the mind and think like them, and think where they will throw a body, think where they will hide a gun. It's unbelievable. I can
Should people be worried at the fact that you could do that?
No, you see,
No, I can,
what Ian, you see here, when you tap into your authentic self, you're able to
it's a
understand.
profile. That's the word you can use. Profile someone well.
Yeah.
As a
You-
person.
You're able to understand people.
Yeah.
It's when we lie to ourselves, then we don't understand other people, you know. But if you be honest with yourself, a lot of times you could relate to a criminal. If somebody do murder, I'm not saying you will do it, but if you could understand why. If somebody taking drugs, you mightn't do it. But if you're honest with yourself, most times you could understand
what they
why.
go through and that cause them to take that drug. And going back to you with respect to going into hostile areas, I'll use hostile areas. Not everybody wants to kill me. Not everybody wants to kill me, because I might be all kind of thing. But I think I'm a good person, and I'm a person with integrity, and people trust me. I want to tell people trust me, and people have seen in the past where people who committed murder, people who did heinous crimes were given a chance to explain. And I tell you, I'm not going to bring police for you, but here what you have to surrender. And let me hear your side of the story. No, Mr. Allen, I didn't kill anybody. My friend killed the person, and he ran and I stood there. I say, okay, you'll tell the police when they come. So people realize in all these communities that, somebody you can trust you and all. Of course, it have the ones that...
It come like an ombudsman.
Yeah,
Like
right. So of course it have the ones who do business and they just have it and they don't care. But the majority, but nevertheless, when we go into hostelry, of course we have security and we have this and we have that. But nevertheless, it's my job and I love what I do, and it's all about justice.
Do you think that your being versatile is being able to conform to the people who are around you? So in other words, in a particular space,
I can be all things to anybody. I understand the ground, and I understand the ground, and I understand the roof. And I came from the ground. And I always tell people I came from the ground. I understand the ground more than anybody. Because I came from a very humble beginning, and I'll say it on every... You know, there are people in life, right? Don't like to say where they came from. When they reach a certain level, they don't like to talk about where they came from. Like you saying, well, you know, I come from a little small house, and boy, we were never hungry, but, you know, it was humble beginnings. You know, we bake a little bread on Saturdays. Just humble people. But I don't know what it is to be hungry. There are people who don't like to talk about that. They like to show people the surface. But I am never ashamed where I came from.
Right.
So that is why I'm very connected to the ground. As I tell people, I'm the commissioner for the ground. I am the commissioner for the ground. I could tell you that plain here. I am the commissioner for the ground. The ground will always come back to me.
And what I would say wise, and what I noticed from even the phenomenon of when Christmas lists came and went into the communities, and even I can't remember his name. He used to do these skits with the lady, a guy with a beard. His name escaped me now, right? He used to go into communities. What y'all doing differently, right, is listening. Right?
Yes.
Because we're talking about versatility. Versatility means you're not doing the same thing all the time. So if the authorities was doing one thing and they're still trying to do the same thing all the time, if other people who wanted to try to help the community or the government or whoever, Ministry of National Security, if you're doing the same methods all the time and it's not working, then it have people who come in with doing new things with versatility and getting through.
So we need to be versatile and fluid, even in the conversation. I know we need to go to the break, but I really want to get to and understand before we go into the other segment, Ian, that as you said, you came from humble beginnings.
Yeah.
But in that, you didn't know that you would be Ian Allen now. You didn't know that you'd be a nationally known and renowned
I find you're
person.
gassing me up here. You're gassing me up here.
As you do me. As you do me. As you do me. From years now, right?
Gassing me up, boy. Gassing me up. The man have his own show, camera, big time studio, but gassing me up, you know.
So, yeah, but just how did you make it in terms of that, bridge that gap between that moment to do what you're doing now?
You know, I believe in something, I believe in something. You see, destiny. I believe in destiny.
Yeah, but you didn't always feel that way, and that's
But
what I'm saying.
I had my down times when I felt that
Right.
that is not destiny. I think that it's all over for me. But when I believe in destiny. But let me tell you something. It all goes back in you, what you have inside. That I believe in everyone that is sitting here. There's a gold mine inside of you, and it's for you to discover that gold mine. And even though in my darkest time, I knew within me that there was something ahead of me. That something gonna take me and make me great. I can't see it. It's like the air I breathe. I can't show you the air. I can't really pinpoint where the air is coming from, but I could feel it because I'm breathing. You understand? I could have felt it inside that no matter what I went through, no matter what challenges whoever is watching this program right now might be going through, the very idea that you are still alive and the very idea that a greater person, a greater force woke you up this morning, there's still hope. All is not over. And all that I went through, and I've really gone through things in my life. Like even when I got to media, arrested and all the different challenges, and I was able to weather that storm.
Right.
And I always tell, and I even said it in an interview in the past, that no bad breezes blowing. It's how you manage it. How you, even though you might be drunk and you have to know how to tread that water, you'll always face storms in your life. But storms will take it to another level. And once you are prepared for another level, boy, then nothing can keep you back. Like when you look at, and I'm fascinated by people who get, when they're older, that they are so relevant. They are on the game, like these U.S. politicians. You have like Joe Biden, you have Nancy Pelosi, you have Trump. Look at their age. Just look at their age. In Trinidad, man would say, well, after 50, after 60, here what going on. You carry to school your grandchildren, you go and make some garden in the back, your tummy start to get big, you playing dominoes in the night. No. Every single day that I live, I will always make sure my image is on top. That I'm not just going to settle in my life. There are people who settle. There are men who settle in their life. Men out there who settle.
You're the head, not the tail. We take a short break. We'll come back and hear a lot more about versatility. I was going to say Ian Allen and versatility, but it's really versatility is the topic, and we have Ian Allen in it.
Hi, this is Ian Allen, and welcome to Manhood. And our topic today is versatility. And as you can see, we have very distinguished persons among us today. I'm not the host, sir. I'm not the host. Even I'm trying to take over the guy program. I realize I'm trying to take over. I'm not taking over the show. Maybe I might have that persona, but I'm not taking over the show. But while we were on that break there, we were just discussing about how crime and criminals are,
They
evolve. And I tell us something. And a criminal, okay, let's say from 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, all through the pandemic, the mindset of people has changed. From then to now, the culture has changed.
In what way?
As we say in Trinidad, people are real belly. Yeah, the mindset has changed. Criminals, persons who break the law, they're more brazen now. Compare to 2014. I think after that pandemic, people, it's like after 1990, the mindset of, but we used to say 1990. Nah, after that pandemic, I don't know what went on into the minds of people.
Is it that they feel they could get away with it?
Yes, and then
they become more brazen
remember,
on
we
both?
didn't have all this social media, all these different platforms and whatnot. All throughout that 13, 14, 15, 16, we didn't have so much of TikTok and all these things. But the mindset of people, the criminals, when you're going after them, they're different. There are people who wire up differently. That you will never put nothing past them. They just wire up. And it's like a culture. It's like a culture. And it's like, okay, I cannot compare. Let's say you cannot compare a 17-year-old in your times and a 17-year-old in this time. And just as criminals, you can't compare. It's a different culture. The culture has changed. Everything has evolved. And children will speak back to you now. They talk back to their father and say, well, Dad is not so. You really think you can answer back your parents? You can't even raise your head. You don't even do that. While they're speaking to you, you just watching the ground. I tell you measuring the ground like that. You dare not. But children in this generation will come back and raise them and question, but why we can't go? I don't like that shirt. I don't like this bed. Don't buy this thing for me. Don't buy that for me. People are different now, and it's similar to criminals.
But Ian, using that analogy about a child asking that, nothing's wrong, as far as I'm concerned, even with my 8-year-old, nothing's wrong in them questioning more. Because you find the Gen Zs, the Gen Alphas doing that more. They're asking more about purpose.
Exactly.
And what is happening in this time where, before we were just trained like children should be seen and not heard. Right? Now, do you think then that is it in the absence of maybe capital punishment, licks in school, things that we were brought up? Because
I
just saying, it's been seen as abuse now because of social media and all the other discussions. But are we now creating more sociopaths?
But still, but let me tell you something. All that now, again, the generation was different. We had discipline. But I don't say now in this generation, this time here, that we had to slap up our children to go into the room. I have a son, I wouldn't beat up my son. I wouldn't slap up. Why would I do that?
Talk to them.
I wouldn't even beat up my dog. I wouldn't even do that.
Account for the decline in discipline?
It starts from home. Children live what they see. And if you as a parent, now let me tell you something. They say that you make children, but you don't make them mind. I don't believe that. to an extent, and a great extent,
You do
a
make-
parent,
you shape them.
a parent could groom a child mind. You could groom. Children live what they see. If they see their father is not a con man, and they see their father trying, they see their father going to work. On a Friday, he bringing some barbecue, he bringing food for them on Friday night after he get his pay or Saturday. They look at that. Children look at that. They look how hard their father work. My father's a decent man. Police are coming. Children live what they see. They don't curse in front of parents. So I on social media, I watching social media what it was. And you have these grandmothers and big, persons who have advanced in age using, obscene language with their children. I don't know. I have never heard my mother curse.
Yeah.
I have
likewise.
never heard my
Yeah.
mother curse. I never heard my mother use the F word or the M word. I swear to God.
So then it's not only the young generation change, it's the older generation change.
Children cursing and talking to the family, the peer. Okay, if people cursing and talking with their friends and guys lying, but children cursing back and their mother cursing and they cursing and
So
normal conversation.
wait till I come for that part now. Even the
Well,
older
maybe there is a
generation.
relationship, but maybe some people never came from that. I never came from that. I
Yeah.
never came from that. I never
The
came from that.
the moral fabric of society is seemingly no longer there, and a lot of kids and the next generation are being guided a lot by social media.
Right.
And what they're
Relationships
seeing.
are
And that,
different now.
that
Yeah, but they
is the
can't say
thing.
guided from social media because they're looking at people. Social media is not a thing that exists in a vacuum. We use social media. It's really just they are now they have the availability to see other people outside of their immediate space. No? And just to answer your question really quickly, I think it's a lack of trust that's happening overall. The lack of trust is what's leading to parents training their children to not trust, and the lack of trust is why you would have the disrespect that is happening, why things will get more, criminals will get more brazen, and that just is a trickle down effect that I believe is happening now. You
But
understand?
you're also seeing more. When you're looking at social media, you're seeing all what the haves have, and you are the have-nots, and you want that same thing because it's natural. You want a Porsche. A man might want a Prado, or you might want just simple things like might even be a box of KFC. But depends on your environment. That mightn't be forthcoming to you in any time soon. And you may, in certain cases, you might be seeing your parent or your parent, in this case, working very hard and just still not being able to provide that. And again, you see in the haves, getting it, may not understand how they got it, and you want to get to that too. And therefore, you now find a way that's simpler to bridge the gap, to get it, and someone in your
I think
circles.
this generation thinking out of the box. They're thinking out of the box. There are people who are thinking out of the box. Why we might be saying things, painting a different picture, but still there are people in this time, young people who are doing exceptionally well, who are working hard, studying to become a doctor, studying a lawyer. And I always tell people, not everybody's son can become a doctor and lawyer. But that does
Exactly.
not say, as a father, you will look down. And the worst thing parents could ever do is to compare the children with the neighbor or compare the children to our aunt. My aunt children. That is our culture.
That's
Trinidad.
Trinidad culture.
Yeah.
you know.
It's Trinidad.
Why you wasn't like this one in America? Why you wasn't like look how my sister children and them they're so bright and intelligent.
But
And
you might
whatnot.
even compare them to a sibling. You might say, why
Yeah.
you can't be more like your brother?
Yeah, and it demoralized. That's why don't compare. Everybody has a different. As I was telling Israel, my son, I said, Israel, what you really want to do? He said, Dad, I don't know as yet. I said, you like television? Yeah, I like television. So I said, you want a camera? So you want to become a cameraman? He said, yeah, that sounds good. I like, oh, that ain't no money. That ain't no money.
First of all, don't say that.
That ain't no money. Oh God, that ain't no money. But okay, but then again, it will. He will realize that.
There are no
and then
money
he
on
might have
your
his-
show.
He might have. He might have his own show one day. I will send him away. I tell him, okay, well, go away and learn. Go to production school. Go to television school. Go. You know. You need to channel children who have their own ambition, and the worst thing a parent could ever do is to encroach on a child's ambition.
Right.
And come and say, well, I want you to become like that. There are a lot of children who are very suicidal because of that, that they're trying to please their mother and father. I know people who went away to do medicine and had to come back here. They try and get nervous breakdown on it because they just a cut out for it.
Yeah.
Not everybody cut out for that.
Yeah.
But they are
The
greatness and
passion
other
is in
things.
this. The passion
You
is
could
in
be the
this.
best musician. You could be the best mechanic, girl. If you like mechanic, let's buy all the advanced tools and all the electric things to test vehicles and you know.
Now you see, Ian, what you saying there, even to think that way,
Yeah.
you need versatility, you know. And because a lot of times we come from, and this is my opinion, we come from a colonial society, and a colonial in itself is a very myopic view. So the older generation, not the younger generation, the older generation still trying to squeeze, and sometimes I don't think it's even purposeful at times, and it's just what you know. And then the system that was built is
on the experience, your past experience, your childhood.
Right.
So you kind of pass it down.
Let me say that, you know, my neighbor the other day was asking me, say, how come every time a plumber come around or somebody doing woodworking or masonry, you always outside and staying with them the entire time? I said, because I'm fascinated by it.
Yeah.
I actually telling myself, why did I, apart from doing what I'm doing, because I think what I'm doing gives purpose, not just to me, but to, you know, I think I'm doing some sort of service nationally. But I would have loved to have done a trade and be a carpenter. You know, like to build, for me to be home and build a cupboard, I would not just the amount of money it costs to do that, the money you make, but I think it's cool to be able to do a trade.
That is what I said. In everybody there is a gold mine, and some people gold mine could be becoming a mechanic, becoming a joiner, is a joiner, right? Or somebody who's doing cupboards and whatnot, and there are people who do amazing work, and you like
amazing.
Okay, I am TV. You're mine. You're Rog. You're the host. You watch your own show. But there are people, okay, in every field there's greatness. You're great. And it's like a guy coming to do a ceiling or doing woodwork by me, and I'm like, wow. You might think, well, okay, but you might have to cut this sheet here. You might have to do that here. He said, no, and we have to do this and turn this in over here. But there are people, that's amazing. Right. But that's his field.
And that is genius.
Correct.
That is genius. That people can just do that.
He's commissioner of pipe and commissioner of I don't want to say
Don't
what,
matter who you are. Don't matter who you are. You still have to go by your mechanic, and he might
Nah,
come
why
out
you
with
sober?
What pipe
Why
you
you
talking about?
sober?
Where's that?
I didn't say anything.
Where's that?
I just laugh.
I said the man is commissioner of pipe or commissioner of wood.
So you use commissioner of pipe?
It is
You
mine.
working Wassa?
Don't bring me the job.
You working on Wassa or something?
No.
That's a side job.
Little thing there.
What was that? Where's that one?
You're still including me.
Read his mind. You're mind person. What think about his mind?
What I think about his mind?
Yeah, his mind.
He's a versatile guy.
He's a
He's a
versatile guy.
versatile guy.
Yeah, he's a
There's many
versatile guy.
things.
And that's what I appreciate. You see, especially men who have the courage to be themselves.
Yeah.
Because even in times when I have my weakness and I trying to conform
do.
to, right? And I see somebody be versatile.
Right.
That has given me the confidence and the boost to say, that man do it,
But
you know.
persons who are versatile, we all have our depressed moments. Yeah, remember that. Yeah, you feel very depressed. Sometimes we feel very. I have had dark moments in my life that, you know, I thought that was it for me. You know, I have had dark moments mentally. I have had times that I feel at times I felt suicidal. Like I be real honestly, like suicidal. You know.
How you came out of it?
As
Because
in
I've been there.
Yeah, like things that when I went through things that I thought the whole world was falling on me, and I don't know, but like if you think about it, say you put me in a zone, yeah, you come with your mind thing, you're trying to put me in a zone. You put me in a zone, I realize.
That's what manhood is about.
Yeah, well, manhood, what
Cathartic.
could he put him in a zone? And there are times that I felt in 2016 was one of the darkest moments in my life. And I had so many challenges, and I wasn't working and thing. I'd followed with the company and this and that, and everything was just coming down. And don't ever in your life laugh or make fun of people who commit suicide or attempt to commit suicide. The best of us could reach that point. Very depressing. There are times you feel very down. And you feel that there's no hope, and no matter how you try to hype up yourself, you just this whole feeling has saturated you.
You have a support system. You as in whether it is your family, your parents, you have people who you could lean on.
Sometimes family is not all now. I feel I have more friends that do more for me. Sad to say.
Okay, but you have a support system.
Yeah, I have support. But then again, you must understand, there are people who might just be with you, like, you know, as they say, the mass, that I don't want to bring religion, but it's something that you must always understand. There are people that will follow you for fish and bread, you know, and follow you what they could get from you. Just like they follow the Lord. There are people who just, and he said that, people following me just because of fish and bread, not because I could feed the multitude, but not people following you because of the cause of who you are. And the most treacherous persons you'll ever meet in life is human beings. Eh? The same person who cheer you today, you do something tomorrow, and they will say jail him or charge him.
Correct.
And you have to understand, I've conditioned my mind like that now. And years I have done that, I'm not moved by when you say, oh God, I love you and all. And I love this show. Oh my God, I can't sleep in night. My mother love it. And you can't gas me up because I understand how human beings are.
And even that way, saying that understanding that is being part of being versatile. Because, and I would say especially for men, what I hear from a lot of men is a kind of Disney kind of look at the world, like people had to love me for me. I want people to love me for me. Yes, we might want all that, but that may not be possible at all. You being yourself might actually bring hate towards you. You being your authentic self would bring people who think you're supposed to be a certain way, you're supposed to be a certain way, but because you're not conforming to what they want.
And people judge us. They're quick to, and I will tell you something.
I don't want to go, because I know we have to go to a break, but I don't want to get out the fact that you talk about gassing up and you talk about Johanse getting into a zone, right? But manhood, Ian, is about all of us being better as brothers. Yeah. And gassing up is not part of, we get we kicks, we talk some serious things on the show, but the bottom line is we want to make sure that everybody always leaves in a better place. Yeah. And I recognize something in you just now that I myself do, and I do it whether it be in public speaking or not, where you went into a zone of you went into a zone of not repentance, of contemplation. And in what you've become accustomed to is you snapped out of it and went back into the persona that is Ian Allen.
That is so true.
I want you to come back out of that, because that's what this show is about. I want you to come back into where that zone is.
Give me a rock to lie down, yes?
And let's talk about that before we go to the break, because everybody sees Ian Allen. Everybody knows that you put on the character. I don't want to talk to the character right now. I want to talk that place as real to everybody, because everybody's been there. When you said you've been in some dark moments, you were going somewhere.
Yeah, I was going somewhere, and again, when you're popular and things happen to you, people look down at you, and people, I like myself, I can't take that. I'm very concerned about your views about me. You might feel I don't care. I care. I have a side that I feel sad. I feel hurt. I'm a regular person. I live a regular life. I don't live a life that, as a celebrity, I can't do that, but I don't. But I'm just like everybody else. I feel sad when I see things happen to people. I cry sometimes, like everybody else. I have a side that, but so it's like we all go through that. Mm-hmm. We all go through that. We have our sides, and I'm only human. I make mistakes.
And that is something. One, you have to remind. Well, don't have to. You should remind others, but also for us to remind ourselves. Yeah. Because celebrity or not, all of us sometimes have this role or this character that we play. Whether it's father, brother,
we all have a role.
Leader, sister, so forth and so on. And sometimes we we separate the role from who we are, but don't come back to who we are.
I want to say something there before. Just to say, there's a saying, bad man don't cry. Yeah. And in what you do, is it that bottom line is, as you just said, we are human. So no matter what you
try, have a soft side.
Exactly. So no matter who you try to be and so on, we are still coming down to human and emotions.
Yeah, I'm only human. I am only human. And that's why when people
you take those
that's why when people don't like me, you mightn't like me. You might see me and you might say, boy, Ian Allen, full of himself, boy. You might say, but Ian Allen full of himself. Ian Allen is all about himself. No, I'm not like that. If you don't know me, you wouldn't like me. But when you get to know me, boy, I tell you, watch me, you're like me. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. But that is my person. That's me. But I'm a regular guy. You feel like I could go in a zone here, you know, because I realize you put him in a kind of zone, and I don't like that. You put him in a zone.
No, but you should like it because you're amongst men who are able to we expressing ourselves and being vulnerable.
One thing, Ian, when we started this show, and I've said it, and Johansi knows it, Niall knows it, the whole point of this show is to be relatable.
Yeah.
And if something comes up and and it fits me, and you know it fall in my garden, I don't be fake. I will say it. I've been caught out. You know, the wife will ask me questions when I reach home. Oh, so and so happened, and other people who it relates to, because I can't be asking or trying to connect with the audience. I can't be trying to connect with people. I can't be trying to connect with people on this set and being fake.
True.
So the moment I'm on this show might not be the person you might meet outside, you know, because I might go back into Robert Dumas.
You'll go back into your character.
Into my character, correct.
Yeah, you'll go back into your character.
But on this show, this is who you get.
Yeah.
And if that means, like with my dad died, if that means me breaking down and shedding a tear, hey.
No, I miss people in my life, and same thing too. I'm just a normal guy. I'm just a regular. People go through things in life, and people go through family, do your things. People go through things in life, and you feel hurt. There are a lot of things I can sit down and just get sad about. And I'm a person that you might feel that, okay, I have this, I have that. But I'm a person who will always think things I remember. There are people I miss in my life. I miss family. I miss my grandmother. I miss family. I love family, even though things might be all that. But I miss them. I miss them. And not because that I should put on this
persona,
attitude, this persona, like I don't care. I care. And it hurts when people treat you differently. It hurts.
And you might also miss a time in your life too, like, you know, being younger, or when you could have done certain things, or chances that you might
I wish
have
I could have
missed.
taken back that time in my life, and yeah, I wish you know what, I would tell you something. The best time in your life is school days, you know. And that's why
In hindsight.
That's why I will never, and I told my son I'll never rob him of that. I'll never rob him of that and say, but don't do this, don't just have to go to school. Do whatever you want. That's what you like. Don't be nice in school. But school days are the best days. When you talk to some girl by the cafeteria, ask her what's going on, you know, I mean, them days are out of it, you know. I tell her out of it. Nobody on me, you know. But I say, make people laugh. Everybody will remember me. And that's why I'm a regular person. I'm never ashamed of where I came from. I didn't go to Presentation College. I went to the all-inclusive. Right?
Hey, listen, we had to take a break. We had to take a break on that when you went to the all-inclusive. You know, when we come back here, you know, one thing before we, you know, as much as we share in here, I really want to know where, you know, if we get back into the character of Ian, where things like wetting after wetting comes from. But we're taking a break and we're coming back.
So we're on Manhood. We're talking about versatility. Of course, the panel here always. In the break, we had many discussions. But back to the question that Robert asked before the break, which was the character that is Ian Allen. How you come up with these phrases, and you know how you're able to just get these zingers as touch the public.
And it's how you deliver it to
it. Just in my mind, it's somebody who like to freestyle. It's just in you. If I see you on the road, Dumas, if I see you and I pull a camera, I say, Dumas, we live. Dumas wouldn't step back. Would you step back? No. If I come and tell you, I show you a rug with a photograph or somewhere in the US, I say, I want this exact rug. Would you get scared and say, no, but no, you say, yeah, I believe how they did that. And it's just like you into behavioral patterns. You can look at somebody behave. I can ask you off the record and off the bat, and that's it. Off the cuff. And everybody has a personality, and that's my personality.
But
so it speaks about my personality that if I tell somebody, hey, wetting after, that is wetting, that is watch my wetting after. That's my personality. If I say relax, you relax, you need to relax yourself. That is my personality.
Right.
Listen to me. And sometimes you see people trying to, you know, there are people who, okay, you see them on shows, You see them as maybe as a disc jockey or whatever. They try too hard. There are people who try too hard. Right. You're trying, but that is not your personality. Mm-hmm. You need to be a personality. There are people who could commentate smoothly. But there are people who could see that is not their personality. They're trying to make a funny joke, but that you can see it in their face. You can see it in their expression that, no, that is not you. You need to take it down a little bit. Be yourself. And that is what I am. I am myself.
They're fighting it.
But we still playing characters though, right?
Yeah.
And playing a character which you want, which is generally bigger than yourself. Sometimes your personality don't match that. So if
my personality don't match my character,
that's
but
not
you think so?
But it could be.
How you know that?
You could be an introvert who don't like talking to people, but you know that sometimes I have to come out and switch it on.
I find this fella with this mind thing when he watching me in a kind of funny way, you know. You trying to get in my head real bad, boy. Like serious, this behavior, what's that? This mind what?
Behavior change consultant.
Behavior change consultant. Oh, good.
That's my therapist, by the way.
Huh. Well, yeah, I'm going to get a number after I find that kind of, and everything watch man going back like this. Like, you know, like.
Like the man see it in your soul. Like,
man, I see the man's soul, but every time, I don't want to watch on the left, come across here, and I don't want to watch. Get this man watch man, like, you know, like.
What you seeing? What you seeing?
What's man seeing?
I say, you know, we've been friends for a while and did many shows, and I told him at the start, that's why, you know, in many ways I didn't connect with him, because I always feel that anything you say or do, he have a kind of way he used to do so and look at me now. But now I passed that, because like you said, when you get to know somebody, you know different. And the same way he may be seeing me, he know I see in him too. I see past half his too, you know. So, you know, when he want to wear a mustard jacket versus a plaid jacket, things like that. But I want to come back to
this pants tight.
Yeah.
Like he's soaked in rum or something.
Good one.
No, but we just having fun.
Age well.
What's that?
No,
Age well.
but you know when
Give me a box like
how do you come up with the, like, what are some of maybe your four, in a lighter moment in this discussion, in terms of, because that's all part of versatility and sticking to what you know, like, you know, you mightn't even realize you know it. So for example, like Marshall may have some of his hey and hit ha and Kes would have his gal, and different people. Everybody has their thing. What would you say maybe your top three that, whether you like it or not, that people know you for?
People like the way I laugh, the little phrases I will make, like wetted, relax yourself, cool yourself. People like my voice.
Yeah.
But that is who I am. It's a reflection of my soul. It's what I have in my soul. That's why I'm a cool guy. But there's a side of me too, and I'm not an introvert. But you might think that I like the public. No, I don't. I avoid public. I avoid the crowd. I can't handle the crowd. If I give you a secret, you'll never be. I can speak. You can't listen to me. I will go on for hours and hours if we live. Once we are live here, watch me. I will go on for hours. I can do from here till tomorrow. Live. I don't care who in the world watching. I can go to the millions. Take off that camera and put me in the front of a wedding or a party to talk. And I can't. And nobody knows that. And I'm saying that today. Nobody knows that.
And why is that?
I don't know. I just don't know. The master don't know. Why? You're the man who know behavior thing. What is this? Why?
We need a little more conversation.
Is it that?
No, is it?
But I pay for that or die free?
No, Ian, is it that you're saying that live in front of camera, you could do that, but live in front of people,
I can't. I don't know. Maybe I kind of just say hype up myself.
Is the eyes on you?
Is the eyes like everybody like that?
Because I was now about to say
like that. Yeah, everybody like, you know.
That I am more comfortable like that.
I'm not comfortable like that. I can't say that. No, I can't say that. You will ask me, every time I go to funerals, Mr. Stanley, you want to come and say something? No, I don't want to take nobody moment. You want to come and say, I don't want to take nobody. And I'm very particular going into weddings and funerals. I'd rather take the people moment and take out pictures. People like to take out pictures in weddings. Mr. Stanley can have a picture and like forget the bride, forget the groom, or you go to a funeral. I don't like that. I have respect. And that's why sometimes I wouldn't go to a funeral because I can't take people bombarding me in the presence of people grieving.
Right. And I'm glad that you bring it up, because even in the face of versatility is not a perfect thing.
Yeah.
It had times when you really feel that difficulty. And sometimes we feel that, sometimes even as men, that we men supposed to be always on top of everything, that we always had to stay strong. You don't have a moment when, oh God, boy, I ain't sure what to do. I don't know what to do. And I have plenty men who are afraid to even say I don't know, you know. Because they might look bad, they mightn't look as strong as they're supposed to be, or it might be in alignment with what their character's supposed to
So
be.
you see it about strength there, and I want to ask, even on the panel and particularly to you, Ian, many times people see us in these roles and they think, wow, you have it all together, and that you're strong, and then you're the person you come to for support. But we ourselves, even as pillars or it depends on how you sit in your family, whether you're the patriarch or the person they look up to. Sometimes you just want to be able to lean on a pillar. Have that moment of pause to take a breath. You know, like how does that work for you? Where you just want to shut it down. Not so much that you just don't want people to ask you for anything, but just where you need to gather your own
I just
strength
sit down
again
by
to go
myself. Let me tell you something. You won't believe this. I could sit down in a room and watch television for the entire day and not come out. No phone, nothing. And yeah, that's why I'm relaxed.
I could believe
and
that.
listen to music.
I could understand.
And I like
that.
listening to retro music and play music by myself and pretend I'm this great DJ. You understand? Yeah, that's what I do. I telling you, I like to play like I'm a DJ and I play music and thing and just get my own jokes by myself, you know, and laugh by myself. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I understand that. And that is important, and I'm glad you said, because sometimes, even I would say, sometimes things like video games, sometimes grown men, I would say grown men are demonized for wanting to play video games or
I
wanting
play
to
Black Ops
to
in the
play.
night and before I go to sleep, I go like that. And I seen 1 o'clock. I seen 2 o'clock. Watch me. Yeah, but I couldn't.
And then vex anymore.
And why you think I don't? And I will tell you something again. You know why I don't look at series on Netflix?
Why?
I get hooked on it. Yeah, I'm the kind of person
Yeah,
like,
watch out
I'll
everything
watch it out. Yeah, and that's why I don't
Binge
look.
watching is
I
called.
just watching. I just as
Yeah.
I reach him, I just episode 1. I seen 2 o'clock. Oh God, that's one episode again.
that's
3
it, but
o'clock.
that
And
is
the next
by-
day,
That is by design. It's called binge watching. It is designed to leave you at the end as a hook to watch the
Yeah.
next one and
So
watch
that's
the
why I don't
next
look.
one.
I don't know because it'll take up my time.
But
But I
it's-
love
it's-
doing that. I love doing that.
It's good that you know yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And
But I still want my answer though.
What's your
In
answer?
terms of
No,
that's what
what
you.
is the question?
That's what you do. That's what you do for relaxation and to gather your thoughts. I'm saying, what do you do to get? Where's your pillar? Where do you derive strength from or
God.
inspiration?
God. Yeah. I came from a Christian community, and I believe in God. Yeah. I might be the least of the kingdom right now. The least in the kingdom right now. When God said he came to save sinners, right next to sinner, he could have put my name. I'm the least in the kingdom right now, but I believe in God.
God doesn't save the ones that are saved already, eh? So it's
What?
the sinners he comes for.
Big line.
I'll never again. You can open my church.
That's a big line for Robert. Boy.
What? Robert, we can call you on a Sunday for a word of exhortation, brother Robert. We can call you on a Sunday. Let me hear it again. Let me hear it again. Let me hear it.
You got the message.
I
You
can
got
say,
the message.
watch me. That's like woman don't want lose, boy. Let me hear it again. Let me hear. What I say it back now?
No, I'm just saying that God doesn't come for those that are saved already. You're already
I
saved.
love that. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, it is the sinners that need saving, and that's who needs attention. And you see it even in rooms.
Person with faults. The persons with faults, we must never look down at them. Always listen to them. Everybody has a reason why they do this and why they do that, you know.
Why?
Why? They always have a why, and that's why society don't listen. We are quick to cast aspersion on men and blame men for doing this and blame men for doing that. But do we really ever? There are a lot of men out there who work hard, who are single, who are stepfathers, but treat their stepchildren like their own. And sometimes these stepfathers are never even acknowledged. But I know there are people. Now, nothing wrong with building a house and having a step, eh? Nothing wrong. That was a joke, yeah? Look at laugh. Right? That was a joke, right?
Yeah, that's
What's
kind of
your-
my
what's your-
thing normally,
yeah.
but
Yeah, but
you really.
I mean,
Okay.
It wasn't the best. It
wasn't the best.
Go ahead.
We go step up next time.
Okay, but at the end of the day, that there are people who just try. There are people who try, and there are people. I'm sure there are people who that are watching us. All the millions of people watching Manhood right now, and there are fathers who really try. There are men who really try and try to be versatile in every situation. And every time they're faced with a challenge, they try to go take it to the next level. But there are good men out there. There are good people. There are good fathers out there.
Right.
Now, as a God-fearing man, right? even though that might have been a gas up just now about millions of people watching Manhood are receiving that. Are receiving that as a blessing.
Speaking it,
as-
yeah.
speaking
No.
it into this.
Let me
Words
tell you
have power.
something.
Words
Your
have power.
words have power. Listen, man. The most dangerous thing in your life right now is that thing called your tongue. You know? Your tongue could keep you, or your tongue could bring you down or bring you up. You know, words. You see, words are very important. If you have nothing good to say, don't say nothing.
Right.
Don't say. And before I go, one of my secrets, I believe in our energy. I believe in our energy. I try to associate myself with persons with good energy. Like every day you hear sad news, people calling me. Nobody calling me to tell me I win the lotto, maybe one day. But there's always some sad news. Mr. Allen do this. Mr. Allen help me with this. Mr. Allen, this man want to kill me. Mr. Allen, this man take my money. Mr. Allen want to thief my car. All kind of thing.
And fish and bread.
And all kind of thing.
No, but you already win the lotto. You
No.
are Ian Allen.
No, but at the end of the day, no, I am Ian Allen, but at the end of the day, it does nothing for me. I'm just who, this is me here, and I love this. If I tell you this, I really, long time I haven't gone into a show and enjoyed myself like this. I feel like I put down my guard. I feel if you bring something to drink now, I might have a drink, I might laugh, because you bring all this side of me. I don't know if it's some kind of mind thing you're playing with me, because you're only watching me in that kind of way to gain my soul.
No, it's the collective.
collective
That's what
energy.
manhood is.
Yeah. Next thing I started wearing mustard jackets on my show, kind of thing. You understand? I feel like you're getting in my head, boy.
But I just want to answer your question that you was asking to Ian real quick.
Yeah.
I think that it have men, heavy is the head that wears the crown, right? It'll have men that don't have a pillar to lean on. That's just the reality. There will be no one around you, unless you're paying for assistance,
Yeah.
who is there to help.
Well, it's like dominoes. Somebody had to be the first.
It had to have
So
one
it had to have
domino.
one. So, and therefore...
And when we get depressed, what we do? We drive. I drive. I can drive. I drive a lot. I can drive from here to San Fernando, here to Icacos, and come back when I get depressed. Yeah,
That's
I
a
listen
good
to
one.
music.
I do
listen
that
to
to take a
music.
drive.
When I get sad, I just listen to music. I could lock up in a room and just sit down and just watch. And I'm not crazy, but I can sit down by myself for hours, you know.
You ever feel ashamed?
I feel every day.
You
Yeah,
feel
plenty
ashamed
times.
every day?
Just ashamed of what, like what?
Just general, the feeling of
No, I
shame.
was there not to be ashamed of it. I just think that I'm trying. I'm really trying, and people quick to judge me, and people say silly things about me. They make homophobic statements about me, and I don't like it. And I just find that it's so stupid. And that's it. It's just people don't know me. If you know me, just get to know me. That's all I ask people, just to know me now. I'm a nice fella. I like to treat people good.
Nah, it has some people who don't want to know you. They prefer to know what they think of you and hold on to that. And that is something I realize we can't change. Sometimes I wish somebody could just understand me. I wish somebody,
Yeah.
and that's what a lot of times it end up being a wish. It will have people who will make the effort, but I think that most times being the minority.
And we must respect people for how, respect people personality, respect people attire, respect how people choose to live their life.
But Ian, when somebody says that, whether it be homophobic comments or whether it be any kind
Or
of
because I
comments
might have a
towards you,
smooth look, I have a neat look, I have a clean look.
but a lot of times it's not even about you.
Yeah.
It's about where they are in their smallness in their life at that point, that they're looking on at you as it's almost envy. And I you said it earlier, where I want to tear him down.
Yeah.
I don't like that. It could be where people, when I was an anchor on TV or in other shows that I do, and a woman, maybe your wife might be looking at me and may make a comment, and all of a sudden that man might take it upon himself to spit nastiness my way because of the envy of that. Like, why my wife watching him? And you wouldn't, if you're strong and you're solid in your manliness and your manhood, right, and your masculinity, you would just brush that off as, yeah, well, okay, he's a good looking fella, but because, or like how a man could look at someone and say, hey, you're looking good in that jacket or that suit or that jacket, we
compliment, because
we don't do that again because in some ways
looks,
it's a challenge. It looks weak in some ways, and we're insecure. They always say when somebody looks at someone and says, "Why that person real fat boy," and you're telling other people that, it's because either you have fear of becoming that or you're envious.
There are people like to bring down people to go on top,
Correct.
There are people like to do
Correct.
that. Okay, like everybody. Okay, there's a nice jacket. I love it. I find it was when I saw him, when he brought me up, I was like, hey, this is nice. Okay, he looked like there's a tie alone. It's not like this TV, but this is his personality. But he looks, this kind of foreign look now. You have your personality. There's a nice jacket. You have a nice pants. You have a nice shoes. You have your style. There might be a golden goose you're wearing. I don't know.
Yeah.
You understand? But
Yeah.
everybody, it's just like, and I congratulate people. Hey, that's a nice jacket. And it's not because I'm trying to get in your head. It's just, that's my personality.
Right.
And sometimes you need to tell people, and sometimes men out there need to tell people, say, it's not because, now I can't tell you looking good, boy. Man, I will look like a kind of funny thing.
Yeah.
And then he said he would.
You could say it.
yeah,
You could- you
You
could
could
talk-
say you'll get beat. You'll get beat.
Right?
But
That looking, that looking real weird. But you know what? Sometimes just come, make a comment. Hey, that's a nice suit. Hey, that's a nice shoes, boy. Where buy that shoes, boy? Or hey, that's a nice pants. Where buy that pants? Or kind of plat
Yeah.
pants.
But
thing
that's
there.
the thing that men don't do. Men hardly compliment each other for anything.
No, you need to. You need
Especially about their careers as
because
well.
we're worried about what other people will perceive of them doing that, whether it be the recipient of the comment or persons listening on. But I want to get down to, because we drawing our close. It's TV after all.
Yeah.
And one of the things, Ian, you have done in this environment is create a platform for persons who can't be heard.
Yeah, I'm the voice.
In the voice for those persons who may have had difficulty going into a police station or encountering something, and we may think that's foreign. Like, what do you mean you can't do that? But there are people, and you've created that platform. And what I would ask you is, what do you think, if anything at all, is going to save our rock?
Yeah, I believe so.
No, what do you think is apart from the work that you're doing, what do you think
Could save the nation.
could save this nation?
Or at least contribute
Trinidad is
to
a
it.
great place, Trinidad and Tobago is a great place. And not
Agreed.
because we might have crime. Everywhere there's crime. Maybe not per capita, it's terrible here. But in spite of all this, in spite of all the fire and all the ashes and everything, they are great people. They are great people. They are great people who try every day. They are great people who do a lot of humanitarian work. They are people who feed people. That we have hope. We have hope, and all we need to do is just a handful of miscreants, just a handful of people that have this nation and the gangs and whatnot, that have this nation so upset. But if we could just, eradicate them or move them out, and that's it. But and change the culture. But we are great people. They are great Hindu people who fast and they go to the temples, and Muslim people and Eid coming up, and Christian people, Easter coming up. They are just great people. People flying kites in the savannah, all kind of thing. All is not gone in this country, All is not gone in this country, and that is why every day I will represent people who come to my platform, who come to me and say, Ian, help me with this, help me with that, because I believe that we are sitting here. You have your calling, Dumas, you have your calling in every walk of life, wherever you are. You be the catalyst of change. Give people hope. As men, we must give people hope. Don't tell them. That's why I don't bad talk Trinidad. I don't say, oh God, well, that is it. I look in the go away. No, you never hear me say that.
I dislike.
I don't
because again,
go
words
away.
have
You
power,
could never.
and I don't
I
like
watch me. I in New York what day it was, and I meet at Trini. Well, I had to stop myself. Mr. Man, never going.
Relax yourself.
Relax yourself. I say, cool it now. I'm from Trinidad, and I'm proud.
The person wasn't proud of it.
No, that's bad talking the country,
Yeah.
just washing him out and this one and that one. Okay. If you finish talk, okay. I don't want to hear all that. Okay, well, I happy where I am. I from Trinidad. I was in Tobago, in Trinidad. I'm a Trinbagonian, and that's it.
Right.
I'm not bad talking this place because this place could come back. Whether whoever might be in power, we have to change our mindset. We as a people must change our mindset and look for a better tomorrow. Why do you think I go after people and I make sure they get locked up with their drugs and their guns? Because we want to, we must all be that catalyst for that change for tomorrow.
Okay.
We are creating a better tomorrow. Not today. We mightn't be able to do it today. It might be total mayhem and everything might be in total disarray today. But there is a tomorrow. The sun will go down and there will be a new horizon.
Right.
And we must wait for that. The new horizon is coming.
So if you could continue that message, but a message to the nation.
I thought I just addressed the whole nation.
Well,
the whole
you
million people.
you did,
What is
but
this?
your disposition was still looking down and so on. I want you to actually look
So
at
because
them.
you feel like, look, now I wasn't talking to
Well,
anybody.
they could hear you, and they could see you.
I find you have a little attitude.
Yeah. But that's okay.
I find you have a
That's
little
okay.
attitude. You
That's
have a little
okay.
attitude.
That-
Somebody right tell me you have an attitude. You know.
That's
That's
okay.
it.
You
I find you have a little attitude, but he
That's
can put me in my place, boy.
But like you said,
Who is
Ian,
that?
you know that those are people that don't know me.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Okay,
That's,
well, I know you a little bit. I know you a little bit.
I like that.
You like that?
I like the fact that he was able to pull it back.
Nah, he pull it back. He
into,
pull it
you know?
back. No. He's the master pull back. He's the master pull. He can pull back something. He can pull it back. But again, we must be the catalyst for change. And don't matter where we might be as a nation, and all the crime and whatnot, and all the political fights and all the things that are happening right now. There's always a better tomorrow. And make sure and treat people like how you would like to be treated. Be nice to people. Be nice. You need to be nice. Just be nice to people. Tell them nice things. And change your mindset about people. If you have somebody on the job you don't like, change your mindset. If you change your mindset, whatever your mindset is, if every day you expect and you go, every day you pass in the coffee girl and you find she have an attitude, boy. So every day, because of your mindset, she's like that to you, that energy. You are attracting that energy. But you get up one morning and say, let me just be nice. Hi, morning, how are you? Even though you know you're like me, but hi, how are you? Everything good? And you will see that will change, and she will start to be there because your mindset. We need to change our mindset. All is not gone enough. If I tell you something, I will never sell what I have in Trinidad and go away to live. I can't live away. I just can't. I can't live away. And I will never do that. What I leave in my good Trinidad Tobago to go where?
Right. Okay.
To hustle and get up early in the morning. I don't have a problem with that, but I love Trinidad. And we are the ones, you, myself, we are the ones who will stay and make sure that this ship sail. And we not leaving, as Dennis Plummer said. May God rest your soul in peace. We not leaving. You leaving, Dumas?
No.
If you get a big job out there?
With
the mask weapon, boy. Where's that one, boy? So we have to get a big job out there.
I'll wear the red, white, and black on my...
He go back and forth. He'll go
Yeah.
back and forth.
If I have a big walk, it means I could come
Mind
back
guru, what you
and
think about
forth.
that? He's the mind guru, you know. What you think about that?
I could
What you think about that?
the mind
Think
guru.
about what exactly?
God, all this antics.
Exactly.
thing, boy.
Right. So
You know, he's the commissioner road. You say that already. He's the ground commissioner. So we know
Wow.
we go have him down as the soul man.
So we won the rug, yeah. We giving it the rug for Crime Watch.
For sure.
And nice as they open the door, they must just see Crime Watch.
Together.
And welcome to Ian Allen's house.
So,
And the
so
two
we
big
go
rugs.
we go talk about that after I close the show,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
All right. Yeah.
Closing thoughts. What I would say, and that there's no need to eradicate people who I believe suffering from mental health issues, right? And they have people who are preying on those people who are suffering from mental health issues to get them to do what they want. So to go back into everything that we've been saying, where everything is from the tongue, but the tongue is controlled by the mind. So if it is to go back to what Ian said, is you can't change your mind, but I know a lot of people don't know how to. I would always suggest going to someone who actually could assist you in that. Whether it's talking to your men, the fellas that you're wrong, talking to your wife about being vulnerable, being about certain situations, your pastor, whoever, just speak to someone about how you feel and be able to remove the character that you usually put on every day. And I think that will be, your first steps into a healthier space.
right. The only constant is change. So therefore, we are all changing, and versatility is a major part of that. The ability to adapt and not only survive but thrive in any environment, and especially as a man, whether you have a family, whether it's a leader, or even just you on your own, the ability to change and understand who you are and have the courage, as we talk about, to be yourself is absolutely important.
So not much more to add to that, but versatility. Versatility is also, even though you may not be in a great space at the time, someone may be in a worse space. There's that saying that when you eating fig, somebody else eating fig skin. So to try your best to be empathetic, try to understand maybe where that person is or where they're coming from. Maybe their words are harsh, but that saying, as Michelle Obama said, when they go low, you go high. So you catch more flies with honey, kill them with kindness. Versatility. Johanse, Ian, Niall, this was a good one.
Yo, my name is Kilu. This song is When I Die, and this is Manhood Spotlight. still alive. So when I die, tell me what will cry. Is it just me or people never love you when you're alive? As soon as you gone, it's like the wire to revive. But why am I still alive? Just ask me if I'm fine. Ask me if my that this is one thing I notice. Can't really please people, it's hopeless. So I me alive, me I work on progress. Live in the moment, I remain focused. But write these rhymes, I'ma sing this chorus. It's like time, I could just fly before us. It I could fly before our eyes. So when I die, tell me who I could cry. Is it just me or people never love you when you're alive? As soon as you gone, it's like I want you to revive. But why am I still alive? Just ask me if I'm fine. Ask me if not really been good with the antics. Rather stay cool, calm and collected. Couple them authentic. We are called checkmate when we move chess piece. I mean I need friendships here like quick. Don't tell them already, but them dyslexic. Blood thicker than water, but blood type switch. Me see man darker than blood can't mix. Alright then, this is why me I move this way. Don't try fix me. Me alone in this have a long history. Me just pray for find peace by 60. Cried nights in my pain was a mystery. Dark and mistake. I beat them, have like 6 friends. God know my story, I'm not play a victim. Chip a bus in a long range. Them a most change from me enter the game. You don't see much fame and them don't start hate. If you can't handle cheese, then now you go great. You must grind for the peace, put food on the plate. Want make you fit, son in a sin. Have a strong heart, but it had a few strains. When my done gone, must remember my name to my ties that remain like fire to when I die, tell me what to cry. Is it just me or people never love you when you're alive? As soon as you gone, it's like they want you to revive it. But why am I still alive? Just ask me if I'm fine. Ask me if I'm right. Ask me if I'm right. Ask me if I'm fine. Ask me if I'm right. Ask me if I'm right. Ask me if I'm right. So when I die, tell me what cry. Is it just me or people never love you when you're alive? As soon as you can, it's like the wire to fire. But why am I still alive? Just ask me if I'm fine. Ask me if I'm right. Ask me if I'm right. Ask me if I'm fine.
Manhood, brought you in part by Reboot, Superfarm, and Solomon's Bespoke.